Okay, time for another shaky Steve Joe's ham radio related video. I'm on my handy cam. Hopefully we'll try to get it a little bit more stable. Anyway, everything's makeshift. Moved in the house October, still living out of boxes. This is one of the extra bedrooms. I set up a table, and it's an overflow repair table. I work from home there. Got my 80-watt soldering iron. This is the only way you can solder PL259 connectors on. You got that big old heat source there. My little variable speed box here. Got a little light dimmer and a light bulb. Kind of gives me a visual on how much power is going to the soldering iron. Over to the mess here. And then we're going to go out and look at the doublet. 10 meters here. A bunch of people calling CQ. All talking on top of each other. Yeah, it's going to be months before I get this place together. I got shelves to put up, books, whatnot. Freaking mess. Hopefully I'm going to look back on this in a year from now and have a really nice room. But what I'm really interested in doing is getting you outside here. I'm going to put some shoes on. And I took the loop down. And I had a cup of coffee sitting here somewhere. There it is. I'm going to take a sip of this and then we're going to head outside. I'm supposed to be on the tractor digging a ditch for the new gas line, so I might do that, cook up some lunch and then head on out. But I wanted to go look at the doublet here. Get the shoes on here. Hopefully it's not too shaky yet, but okay, the backyard is just as messy, if not worse, than the inside of the house. But you know, I've submitted to it and just like, you know, this is the way it's going to be. The heck with it. So the antenna, there's the tractor. We're going to go a long way. I should have showed you the entry point of the 450 ohm window line, but I didn't. So you just have to believe me. Let's go back here. The ham radio room, we were looking at the messy tables here. This was the overflow table there. And if we come around here, this is the front of the house, living room. Boy, look at that wind. Oh boy, look at these trees. Anyway, entry point for the 450 ohm window line, which is not ladder line, goes right in there, and that table is right up in there. And we're going to back up here. I think that thing's up about 70 feet. So there's a length of the window line that goes up here, and there is the feed point way up there. And to put that in perspective of where that is elevation-wise, we're going to walk around the west side of the house, because the front of the house is facing north. That's west. There's the inverted V. We can look at that real quick. Oh, if you're not dizzy and throwing up yet. All right, well, this is a video about doublets, so we'll stay talking about doublets. The new wood splitter. This is the new single car garage for the tractor. Okay, we're going to go walk the property line, which is right here, and we're looking at the back of the house here. So it's kind of a mess. This is a back gate. The property line is right over there, but here we go. If we look at the back of the house, this is the kitchen, and listen to that wind. But there it is. So you can see the front of it. You can see the feed point. Let me zoom in slowly. Oh, that's hard to see. But I wanted to show you where the anchor points were in this tree here on the east side of the house. If I can zoom in. Sorry guys. It's getting pretty breezy out here. I can't see it in the viewfinder. Hopefully you can see it. There is a line hanging down. That's a retrieval line. So when I want to let it down, there's too much friction over the branch for the paracord, so you have to pull that to get it down. I could pull the feed line down if I wanted to get it down, but this is more of an emergency. If one of the wires broke, I would lose my anchor point. So this way I can always pull the egg insulator down and re-thread it. The other side is way up here. I'll try to hold it still. I don't know if I can. Oh boy. I can't even see it myself, but the thing is no matter how tight I pull it, I can't quite get it horizontal. Maybe this is normal. That window line looks like it's taut, but it's not. You saw it up there. It's still hanging down. I think I need to have some slack in it, so when the wind pulls these trees, it doesn't snap it. But I don't know how it affects the performance of the feed line impedance. It doesn't really matter because it's open wire feed line, and the tuner should handle all of that. But anyway, that's kind of what it looks like from here. Let me back up here. It's broadside southeast is where it is. So, but this is a pretty good view of where it is. And we'll go back over here and look at it again. There's a good shot of it there. Right up past those trees. And goes over to here. RE, the loop that I had trouble with. I'm still, and it was unbalanced on 80 meters, and I still believe, although I didn't do that test, that dropping by inverted V for 180 or for 80 meters and 160, I think it was having an effect on it. It was imbalanced. I know a lot of people don't believe that and say a loop should be inherently balanced. I beg to differ, or at minimal, I would say that there's more experimentation to be done, because on 80 meters it was unbalanced, and one side of the feed line was really hot with RF. The tuner was hot with amp, and the amp was hot with RF. Huge imbalance situation, only on 80 meters. 40 and the other higher frequencies were okay. My theory is that although the loop is not up right now, that one of the legs did pass over top of the inverted V balance and was kind of broadside to the 80 meter portion, and it was shunting out some of the current on this side. I don't know, but I'm trying to reach up here and go back down, so that's hard to make this video not wavy, but I'm just not good at this. Take it for what it's worth. It's up there. But anyway, you just follow my finger. That line was all the way up right over top, probably 20 to 30 feet above that balun, and over to that far tree. But the 80 and 160 wires were somewhat broadside. So my thinking this time, if I revisit this loop, okay, hang on, I'm going for another ride. Got a drainage situation here. I dug a temporary drain ditch. I got some dry wells I need to put in there this summer. It's just too doggone soggy here. Ran out of time last summer. I'm gonna go back to the back of the house here, and I'm gonna try to visualize this. I'm gonna make the loop smaller. So the loop was 449 feet, and it wasn't big enough to tune, or long enough to tune 160. I could not get it to tune 160. 160 meters, 1900, 1.9 megs for love nor money. But, and on 80 meters it was hot, and I think it was interacting with that inverted V. So what I thought was I would make it smaller. If I go revisit this loop again, I'm going to use these same anchor points. That's the front one up there. And then there's one back in this tree that you don't see. The line is down on the ground there. And I will make the loop this way over here, but I won't go all the way back there. I'll stop it probably right about where that center feed point is, and just make it half the property. Probably the front half, preferably the back half, to keep the RF away from the house. And when I run legal limit on a lot of those bands, it affects the weather stations and electric blankets, all sorts of stuff in the house. But if I can figure out how big 80 meter full wave loop is, and I'll just construct an 80 meter loop, because I can't get 160, and I have an inverted L for 160, so I'll just make this loop 80 through 10, and hopefully it'll keep it away from that, and 80 will tune up without having an imbalance issue. So that's my spring and summer project, just a thought. And then I have to figure out where the feed point is going to be. So I need to get on this tractor. I need to dig this this gas line here, this gas main, it's coming in from the street. I'm under contract with the local utility company. The meter's going to go there, and on this white line I have to dig this conduit, they call it. It's a sleeve. It's PVC, but it's special stuff. It's only sold in 20-foot sections. It's a bitch to get home. Schedule 40 gas sleeve, they call it. And you're not allowed to have any fittings, so it has to be belt ends. And it's about 61 feet. So the property line is right where this fence is. And somebody already had post here that we're going to continue the chain link fence, and they didn't. The city owns that little culvert out there in the street. The gas line is on this side of the street. It's about 8 feet in the asphalt, so they're going to have to dig that up and bring it here. So I have to dig a pit right here. It has to be 48 inches or 24 inches deep, I think. 4 by 4, I think. I had to look at the paperwork. A man pit that they can stand here. It needs a pile of sand to put in there, shovels distance away, and then I have about 61 feet to dig all the way with that white line over to there, and I got to dig a pit over there as well and have a bunch of sand there, and I need to run this here and call for an inspection for that phase of it, and we'll go from there. I got a lot of other projects going on. I got some shelving, more junk. As soon as I clean that patio off, boom, junk gets there. It's all part of relocating. So there you have it. I want to do antenna work, but it seems like I need to go do work and dig this trench up. So what else can I get you dizzy about? So there's the 2-meter diamond. No, it's not a diamond. This is a diamond X510 equivalent called GP9 by Comet. Same antenna basically, slightly different, but lots of gain on 2-meter and 440. And then there's the feed point for the evil doublet. And okay, see you later.